Welcome to the show. I'm Royce.
I'm John.
And John, what are we drinking today?
We are drinking Schlenkerla Urbock.
And so, tell us about the name here. What does this name mean?
We're going to start way back in time, Royce, okay? We're going to go back to the 14th century when this brewery, the original site, was a monastery. And then the first business that was on this brewery in 1405 was a pub called, and I have to look at my footnotes here because I'm an idiot, House of the Blue Lion. And that was in 1405. And then the brewery was founded in 1678.
That's pretty old, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, we heard about the brewery. It's old as hell.
Yes, but the name.
But the name.
The name.
What does the name stand for?
Johann Wolfgang Heller. He bought this brewery in the mid-18th century, and the brewery name is Heller Brewing Company. Or Heller. So stop. It ain't like now. Heller Brewery.
Brewery?
However, it is in Germany. I'm not a professional at that.
Gotcha.
I'm a professional at drinking. So
I think they might have named that when they were drunk.
Heller Brewing Company. So
it's my favorite brewery.
Then when it got the name Schlenkerla, that was because of a gentleman called Andreas Grosser. In 1877, he bought the brewery, and then he had a bit of a gait in his walk, and they called that a schlenker because that means
Come on.
that means sagging.
You're telling me that they named his beer is like the world famous beer is named after this dude's walk. Like he walked a little funny.
The town folk would call that, they would give him that name, and act means I can't what
You were saying genuine?
Genuine, that's it. Yeah. Like, so it's genuine. Genuine stooped gate smoke beer. That's what Roch beer is.
Anyway,
genuine stooped or
how do you say that?
Crooked walking smoke beer. Rock beer.
Rock beer. Okay.
Rock beer, smoke beer.
Amazing.
Genuine Schlenkerla. The stooped gate, kind of like you walked with like a handicapped. The guy that owned the brewery in 1877.
Interesting.
And then right now, we are in the 6th generation. The Troom family owns the brewery now. 6th generation. It's called the Troom family, where they have giant logs, stacks of beechwood logs outside. They cure them for 2 years. They throw giant logs on this fire. It smokes. They kiln. Well, if you want to get into that.
Yeah, sure.
They kiln.
So all beer is made with malt, and malt is simply barley, the seed of barley that they go ahead and they put some moisture on it. They let that seed sprout, and then right before it starts growing into a plant, they put it in the oven, the kiln, and they're going to stop that process. It preserves all of the elements that are necessary to brew the beer.
And that's with the smoke now, though, instead of just like a traditional.
Yeah. So like today, they're not going to use any like fire in the process. It's going to be electricity or something like that. There's not going to be any smoke created. But what flavor does that impart to this beer?
That people like to say that it smells like smoked meat, but to me it just smells like smoke. Anything could be smoked, obviously. It doesn't really remind me of meat. It just reminds me of like a campfire or something.
Sure.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And the particular beer we are doing now, I don't know if we mentioned this. This is the Urbock. This is winter, technically like a winter seasonal. I drink this year round. This is my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
This is my favorite one. This is actually probably my favorite beer. It's hard to pick though. I drink a lot of beer. But obviously the Urbock, it's a stronger dark lager.
So like after you drink like 8 or 9 Coors Lights, you're gonna reach for one of these, right?
Yeah.
Basically.
This is the finisher.
Right.
No. What the fuck are we talking about?
I'm just kidding. Anyway, so are we ready to do the sampling?
Yes, we are.
Cheers, sir.
So we're gonna sample this, and then we're gonna see what other people think of it. Because this is right here. Actually, I wanted to go over this right now too, since we're shooting the shit now. I think that I have, before we get into this, I want to make you thirsty. Just don't fucking look at the pictures on my phone, dude.
Come on. I just saw something weird
Just
there.
don't. Just don't. I don't need your shit. So I got to go into
Like, this is one of the world's best beers, though. Honestly, right? Like, people regard this as very,
This-
very highly.
This is super highly coveted.
If I was to go brew like a smoked beer at home, and I was shooting for like a style, right?
Yes.
What the hell did I just see on there, bro? He's got his phone out here. It's like some things from the internet. I'm not sure what's on there.
Nothing on there.
Nothing, right?
I just got to find where the. You can continue while I'm looking this up.
Right, so I'm going to give you what I smell from here. A little bit of hot dog. No, kidding. No, honestly though, there is some kind of like a smoky... Oh man, it's just really good. Like, you know when you throw water on like the campfire after you're kind of done using it?
Yeah.
There's like a nice, whatever, like a quenched wood kind of flavor going on there. It smells a bit sweet, a bit malty.
I just had to start drinking it. I like it. I like this beer. It smells, to me,
I'm going to go for it too.
there's a subtle, you get a little subtle bitterness in the taste and the nose. It's like, it has a very balancing bitterness to it.
It does. I think that the smoke flavor is predominant. However, it fades out to just a malt flavor. It tastes a little bit dark. The bitterness, I would think, is about medium. I would say it's very similar to like a pale ale.
It's noticeable for like a lager that you would think would just be malty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for real.
Mhm.
So definitely more bitter than your average lager.
And I actually found this now, and I'm sorry about this. I thought I had a screenshot of this. The awards for this particular beer, this Urbock, exactly, not just like, because there's different, they have a Märzen, they have an Oktoberfest style, they have a Weizen, it's like, it's a darker, it's almost like a Dunkel colored. They have the Hell is the only one that they don't smoke, but it still has a little bit of that smoke from the terroir, because it's in that brewery, they use the same equipment, all that junk. And what am I missing? They have a Fasten beer, that's the one that comes out for the Lent season. And then they have a few other ones that aren't that really commonly available. They have like a non-alcoholic one, and
Really?
like kind of like.
This is good though. This
It's
is
amazing.
really good.
But before we go, we're gonna see what other people think of this beer. We're gonna read reviews just to see if we could kind of get
Okay.
what people are putting down on this when they're drinking it. Okay, but we're gonna read right here. 2019, ratebeer.com, users vote Schlenkerla Urbock together with Schlenkerla Lent beer as the best smoked beers worldwide.
Interesting.
That's pretty good, right?
So this beer is going to set the style standard.
This sets
Basically.
This does essentially for yes. Now there's you have your smoked porters and stuff. That's like kind of more of an American kind.
Very good.
But what else do we have here for rewards though? What do we have here that they have?
Man, I see some gold medals out there. 50 best beers in the world.
2015 bronze at
Right.
Australian.
Silver medal in Amsterdam, 2008.
Among the best 15 fall beers.
This
Like
thing
I said,
has
this comes out
so many
right around
awards.
fall winter. I think it's October. If I'm not wrong.
Okay.
I should have really done some more fucking research on this before I just drink the shit out of it. That's all I fucking know. Okay. So yeah, best smoked beer in Draft Magazine, 2019. It's an American publication. First price. Best seasonal beer at the Turku Beer Festival in Finland. So there you go. This is like this right here. You got a brewery back hundreds of years. You got awards. Everybody loves this beer. If you appreciate good beer.
Now, they do their fermentation in like a cave or something, right?
Their cellars are 700 years old.
700-year-old cellars.
That's
crazy.
I had that on my notes. When it was owned by Heller, he had a rock cellar, and it was in a different area. And when he moved it, they actually moved the brewery above the new one. Like they moved the brewery to go above the cellar.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So these cellars are extremely old. I wonder if they have some kind of special character that helps them lager the beer. I'm sure. So this is definitely a lager character kind of style beer. I don't get a lot from the yeast. It's very malt forward. It's very smoke. It's very good. So I want to know, what do people think of this beer whenever they try it?
Let's take a look here.
We want to hear some reviews from real drinkers out there. What do they think of rock beer?
Let's take a look here and see what good ones we could find here. Somebody thinks that this is like cooking a steak, I guess. This one says, yuck, I prefer my beer mid-rare. Yuck. Yuck.
There's about 8 H's here, so I think the pronunciation was correct.
I hate this stuff. Call an uncultured, pretentious twerp if you call... What is that's not proper. Call me.
I think this person wants to be in a pretentious.
He
twerp.
wants to be called a pretentious twerp if you wish to call him that. But I can't stand this junk. It tastes like someone ground up a cow and threw it in a vat of hops.
A vat of hops?
Ew. I'm glad I tried it though. Smoke beer. What a novel idea. But it fails to captivate me. If you like smoke beer, this is your bag because I coughed up a lung. He's drinking it. And then he burps. Can you burp on?
I can't burp on command.
But these are, if you want to take a look here, I have some of these on quick when I go through these because I'm going to check out the other website soon.
Oh, all right, so this one, so we have Drew here from Kent, United States. Drew rated it a 0.5 out of 5. A 0.5 out of 5. Probably because like the bottle was like full of beer, so he had to rate it like 0.5.
So it's a half liter, so maybe he was judging it based on the size of the bottle. It's a 0.5 liter.
So Drew says, just retched. The taste reminded me of the time in Cub Scouts when I dropped a hot dog in the fire and then ate it. A greasy, charred taste did not go away for a day and a half. Jesus, Drew, come on, really? A day and a half?
No, wait a minute now.
Drew, you waited a day and a half to review this beer.
Or to use Listerine after a day and a half.
Come on, Drew. What's your normal diet like? Come on, honestly.
Let me see if I could when you get this on your nose, do you get...
Burnt hot dog?
Do you get a taste of a hot dog that you dropped in a Boy Scouts campfire?
Listen, I totally get a little hot dog, though. I think Drew might be right a little bit.
I mean, the problem is there's no meat in this. It's just smoke.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, I am actually convinced, Drew's convinced me that they aged this beer on hot dogs.
Maybe they, like... Is he saying that they dry hopped it on?
Right. You know how Sierra Nevada has like the hop torpedo?
Yes.
I think that this brewery has a hot dog torpedo. Particular beer. Now, I'm willing to experiment and try every beer that I can get my hands on. This is the only one of about 350 that I really don't want to try again. He said, sorry, this is not the one for me.
So out of 350, what does that mean? Is that all he had?
Out of 350 beers total.
That he reviewed?
He's been counting. This is the 350th beer ever.
Okay.
He's only had 350 beers in his life. The first 349 must have been probably Coors Light, though, huh?
Maybe.
Probably.
I was actually gonna do. I don't really drink light beers at all. It doesn't matter what it is. Let me see here. I want to go to this website here now because this one's a pain in my butt. I had to take screenshots of these. So,
hey, what's the ABV here? 6.5%. Honestly,
yeah, the 6.5.
This is really smooth for being 6.5%.
I think you got your Oktoberfest one is like about a 5.3.
Okay.
I drink this more. I just like that bigger hit of alcohol and a bigger hit of smoke on it.
Yeah.
This guy right here. Okay, so Kim from Georgia says, let's see, where do I begin? The appearance. Nice chocolate brown with tanned head and good lacing. We would agree on his appearance.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
tons of lacing going on here.
I mean, this is like, world-class appearance, world-class taste, right?
Sure.
Aroma, like the time my house burned down in our neighborhood and the wet, damp, smelly smoke afterward.
That's kind of what I described that smoke as, though, to be honest with you.
A burning house.
Yeah, like you have the campfire and you're gonna like throw water on it to like put it out.
After the firefighter came, but in a house, wouldn't you have burning upholstery that's made out of like plastic and
probably
that would just smell like a dumpster fire if you had a house burning. Essentially, it wouldn't smell
right
like wood.
Yeah, it smells terrible.
Yeah.
This, Kim from
that one's live. You could just go right down there.
Nice.
We didn't finish that one though.
Aroma, like the time a house burned out. Okay, so we already did the aroma. The flavor
is drinking the runoff.
Drinking the runoff from that fire.
So, You don't think that, like, do you think that if we put a house out that was on fire and drank the runoff, do you think that would rate higher than this?
Probably.
You think it would?
Yeah, probably.
So to make a beer like this, you really don't, you just need to burn a house.
No, right.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like during a rainstorm or something like that, right? Just bring the straw then, apparently.
I don't fucking know, man.
But like the palate, it says palate. Cook a steak extremely well done. Throw out the steak, eat charcoal.
So you get those drippings from the steak.
Okay, so I
see
can
what you're saying. You get that little flavor. Yeah.
So do you sense a kind of, like, you know how like meat products have a sort of like savory kind of quality to them?
Umami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does this beer have that to you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, me too.
But you could say that with smoked cheese. You could smoke
Right.
really anything. I've smoked vegetables. You know.
Yeah, so that's a good point. Smoked cheese, I think, carries the same kind of flavors that this beer has, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what's kind of off-putting to people, because people aren't used to drinking savory beverages.
Yes.
Right? I want to hear some other reviews of people that just hated this thing.
I just want to see. Well, I mean, this. You know.
What did Kim rate this anyway? A 1?
This was a 1.18 out of 5.
A 1.18. It was better than the last one.
Mm-hmm. The other one was that was garbage. That's like, I wouldn't do that to a beer that I hated. just not to shit on it, right? You know what I mean? You don't have to fucking take somebody that puts their time into something and rub their face in the, you know.
Dog Brick enjoyed the color of the beer. Dog Brick rated 4.5.
We were going to bring into this how we discussed the smoked porter aspect of being in America. In America, you more commonly find a porter smoked. Alaskan porters, and O'Fallon has a smoked porter.
This is the first smoked beer that I've ever had.
Have you had it before today?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You would let me try it once.
Okay.
But
I allowed you to.
Yeah, you would allow me
to generous as
taste
shit.
this beer. I think you had like 2 in the fridge, and you were like a bit reluctant to share it with me even. But still, you shared it with me a couple of years back. I haven't seen any other smoked beers on the shelves since I saw this one.
Well, around here, it's hard to find. Against the Grain had some years ago when I had the store. I can't even think of them off the top of my head. I've had more than 350 beers. It must have been, I don't know what that guy had. I must have had like 10,000 beers.
Probably.
I forget now.
So when you had the store,
yes,
you had to sample every beer coming in, right?
pretty much, yeah. So even the light beers, whatever, I would just open up some fucking ciders.
Even the
out
light
of a
beers.
6-pack.
So like that's the hardest job ever, right? Like,
It was so frustrating to go into work and then, you know, be able to sample a beer or something, you know what I mean?
Yes, super frustrating.
Unfucking believable. The stress that I was living with. It was like, I just needed to get a new career, you know? That's why I'm a salesman now, you know what I mean? So, but we were still on that guy, Royce, and I was pointing out that smoked porter aspect right there, because this guy thinks that he acquired this via trade, but the last smoked beer he had was an Alaskan porter.
Mm.
Damn, that was a good beer. This, not so much. This is a piece of shit. I guess he thinks because he gave it a 1.5 out of 5.
Wow.
I don't know, you know.
He notes ashtray. So the aroma is equal to the so parts ashtray and smoke. And Purina Beggin strips? Is that like a dog treat?
How specific do you have to get?
Purina Beggin treats.
I think I know what he means, because you know when you open those the bacon,
right.
they're like they're artificially red colored, like little wavy. It doesn't even look like fucking bacon.
Gotcha,
It looks like a fucking. It looks like one of those licorice candies, you know, with the stripes down them. Yeah. But where is that there?
Purina Beggin strips. Medium body, very smoky character. As a matter of fact, it dominates everything else in the beer. The finish is more of the same. I think my wife's question of why I smelled like a cigarette, I don't even smoke, after drinking it about sums it up. It's just too much.
I think if you kiss a woman after you drink this beer and she thinks it's tobacco, then perhaps you can't taste that well. Because this does not taste like tobacco at all. This tastes like smoke.
It really doesn't.
It's beechwood smoke specifically. The double bock they make is oakwood smoked, but that's
Don't they make like some kind of beechwood like chew that you can do, like a chewing tobacco product? Is there some kind
no,
of...
that's not. That's just the product name, I believe, right?
Okay.
It's like a brand name, yeah.
Isn't it flavored like this?
I don't think so.
Maybe it wasn't.
They should smoke. Do they make smoked chewing tobacco?
They should.
That would be
delicious.
That'd be fucking delicious. Yeah. Yeah. I actually quite enjoy the beech nut. Is that what you're thinking of, beech nut? You said
Beech nut. I don't know. I just saw it before.
Nut. That's the long leaf. It's almost like the red man. The long leaf.
I don't
tobacco.
chew, so
yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yep.
If I did though, I like that wintergreen chew. A couple people gave me one of those little pouches with the chew in there.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it feels good after a while too.
Oh, you get that, and that'll kick you in the ass like a horse.
Yeah,
you get that buzz.
definitely.
If you don't chew for a long time, and you put a big ass dip in, fucking crawling up the wall.
For sure.
But let's see. Let's go back to the photos here. Let me see if we had any good photo shots here of these reviews as well. Oh, this guy. Okay, let's get a good one in there here.
All right, so
Dan,
right,
3.4.
Right now, this is from 2016. Interesting. These are pretty old reviews. Not a bad beer, but I do prefer the Meritzen style. It's had less flavor, less body, and definitely less smokiness than the Meritzen.
See, I could respect him for giving this a 3.4. However, the reason I drink this is because the Urbock has more alcohol, more body, and more flavor. And I would know I drink them like every day. So
yeah, so
that's just
this
me.
person thought it was very mild compared to that.
I wouldn't think so. Did you ever have the Oktoberfest?
No, not from them. Maybe this guy was drinking that that water that was from the house fire instead. This is
Maybe
definitely
he
mild.
thought it was Maybe there was a competitor that read reviews and said we could make money because this brewery is rated really fucking high, world class brewery. We could just make an alternative way to make it, get it cheaper. So what do we got here now?
What about Todd's review? This is Todd R. from the United States.
This is a good one.
Todd rates it 1.1 out of 5. Alright, so it tastes like liquid smoke. I can't say this is a bad beer because that would not be fair. I just have never been able to take the flavor of liquid smoke, and that is what this tasted like. It churned my stomach. Interesting. Does it taste like liquid smoke to you?
Liquid smoke is obviously much more refined. I use it in my ham stews to give it a little bit more of a, even though I use smoked ham.
Yeah, liquid smoke is really strong, right?
Yeah, well, generally you get the organic brands, and I think that, I don't know if the concentration or the way that they make it makes it taste like slightly different. But we used an organic one in the ham stew that we used, and a tablespoon will do you good. It adds a little bit.
Yeah. I could see that though. What if we took a regular porter and we added, suppose, like a tablespoon of liquid smoke to it?
That'd be.
Do you think it would?
Brilliant idea.
Probably really good.
Where's your incredible pickup line? Isn't that your fucking incredible?
What?
It's fucking incredible. I was hoping that you do that. That's what you do.
Really?
It's fucking incredible.
Is that what I do?
That's what you fucking do.
Well, maybe this beer is effing incredible.
Frankly, this was more of a torture than a drink.
What? It's more of a torture than a drinking experience. It's more of a torture than a drinking experience.
To drink a world-class beer.
Yeah.
That some German man fucking labored over and sweated.
Right.
Hundreds of years of experience going into this beer, and you have to say, this is an embarrassing statement.
Right. Where the hell did it go?
It's right here.
Right there.
But, yeah.
Okay. Alright. So it says... the burnt...
This is a good one right here.
He says, the burnt, and not in a pleasant way, aroma, made me retch. He spelled retch incorrectly, by the way. Anyway, I took a small, timid sip, and from my lips to the back of my throat, I felt violated.
It sounded like he was like raped or something by a beer.
Jesus,
can a beer rape you physically? I don't know.
It's possible, man.
Maybe you raped your mouth. It was in your mouth.
It's possible. I think after about 20 Bud Lights, I think my you know, I'm definitely not going to go into it. But the next day, it's not good.
You do 20 Bud Lights?
I don't know.
Sounds like a...
Listen, I went through a period where I was doing, I actually took, what the hell was it? It was like that shandy. It was like a lemonade kind of shandy thing.
Yeah.
I was taking
They're
that.
even local now. They're everywhere.
Right. I was taking that thing, the lemon shandy, whatever, pouring that in a glass, and I would take a shot of Bacardi, just like coconut flavored rum, and I would put that in there. And so I was pounding those, like, you know, during like the
That's
warm
what I have
months.
at home. I got those new ones that I
On a
showed you.
Sunday?
Essentially, but it's less alcohol.
And man, I'll tell you what, the next day, it feels terrible though.
I know that they were making those Keystones with like lemonade and all that kind of junk before.
That's the
In your life,
This is the most ridiculous.
and we're just pointing at beer right now, right?
Yes.
Like, what do you see?
It's yellow like beer.
It is. It's fucking. It's fucking
It's
beautiful.
really good. I'm writing some scratch down here.
Yeah.
You said something about semen before.
Yeah, it's like frothy, like ejaculate. Yeah.
Hey, pour me another beer, motherfucker.